G'day guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Tim, and on today's episode we're taking a look at Bitcoin and we're looking at these particular channels that we've seen Bitcoin interact with since the start of the bull run. And we're going to speculate what may happen next based on what Bitcoin has done in the past. All right, let's get stuck in. So first of all, you'll notice these channels here, they all line up with areas where Bitcoin has found support or resistance. And you'll notice they're all slanting upwards, which is interesting in itself. Perhaps that means Bitcoin itself is growing day by day. Anyway, you'll notice here that we start off around the bottom of this channel. We go and test the top of the next channel, then we test the bottom of the channel, and then we shot right through both channels and we tested the top of the next one. And then you can see we actually played inside this channel, testing the top. We couldn't break through. We got rejected here. This is again a weekly chart. We then tested the bottom of the channel, came back near the top, and then fell through all the way to the bottom of the next channel. So you can see that these particular channels have provided support and resistance through several months of Bitcoin during this bull run. Now, the interesting part here is we went sideways essentially between May and July, but by going sideways, we essentially fell into the bottom channel. And you can see we test the bottom once, and then we tested a second time, and that was essentially our double bottom. And then from that point forward, what did we do? We shot right up to the top of the next channel, and we came back and tested the bottom. And now we've shot right up again to the top of the next channel again. So there is a very common pattern that Bitcoin is following with these channels. So what does that mean for us next? We can see that we've touched the top of the channel. We got rejected quite strongly on a weekly chart, similar to the rejections we got up here. Now, we haven't come back and tested the bottom of the channel yet, which is interesting because in all these other cases, we test the top and the bottom before we shoot either up through to the next channel or shoot back down through the channel. So it's very likely, given we haven't tested the bottom of the channel, it's very likely that we do come down here. Now, to provide some further confluence here, what I'll do is I'll bring on the 8-week moving average. So it's very similar to the 50-day moving average. This is essentially 56 days. It's basically the same thing. But you can see we do tend to bounce off the 8-week or the 50-day moving average. And then we lost support, and now we've come up here. We actually did find a little bit of support there, right there, but then we did fall through it again to the 100-day, which was down here, and that's where we had that double bottom. But you can see right now, if we do come down to the bottom of this channel, it lines up perfectly here with the 8-week moving average. So this would provide a very strong level of support based on what it's done here and here. And also throughout those regions there. So that's a very high likelihood. Okay, so if I draw a Fibonacci retracement here from the swing low to the swing high, we can see that this particular area right here is around the 0.5, the 0.382 and the 0.5. So it's a very common area for Bitcoin to retrace to. So there's a bit of confluence to say that we may test the bottom of this channel before then going up higher. Okay, so I thought to speculate a little bit further, I've drawn in another channel roughly the same size as these other ones. This is all speculation, but this is just what will happen if we follow the same pattern that we've followed before, where we start at the bottom of one channel and move all the way to the top of the next one. So this shows us that if we come down here and bounce, it's possible we come up to this region here, somewhere around that $80,000 Bitcoin. Now, how long would it take to get that high? So if we look to see what's happened in the past, it's taken us 4 weeks. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 weeks to get from the bottom of one channel to the top of the next. The same thing happened here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we do follow the same pattern, it could be 4 weeks from the point that we drop down. So let's say we drop down this week or next week, and then it could be 4 weeks after that, which would bring us to sometime in early December that we find ourselves up to the top of this channel. Then again, if we do come and retest the bottom, it'd be retesting somewhere at around that $70,000 mark before shooting off again, if that is what plays out. We'll have to see. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but let's see what happens over the coming weeks. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm much more bullish now than I was during this period over here. I think Bitcoin has showed a lot of strength. Currently going sideways, likely to touch the bottom of this channel and the 8-week moving average before shooting up again. Not financial advice, but this is what the charts are showing us has happened in the past. So I hope you enjoyed that content. You can follow me on Twitter at TechnicalTimCR1. And until next time, I'm Tim, and cheers.